Hello and welcome to the Crafty Millenial Mommy's podcast. This is a knitting podcast and it's been a while. Yeah. So I can make excuses for why in the end of the video, but for now all I'm gonna say is this year has been a hoot and a half. If you hear any odd background noises, it would be my son watching cartoons on television. I can see him from here. But let's get right into it. I mean, I think it's been 4 months. I meant for it to be a week, but it's just been a lot going on, so I obviously have some finished objects. I don't have all of them at hand because some has been gifted and some are in the laundry. I've knit 2 pair of socks for me, and then I've knit socks out of the scrap from that for the baby, who is now 7 months old. Time flies when you're having fun or grown-ups about, I guess. But what I do have on hand is another pair of socks. They are made from the same pattern as mine. The pattern is called Woodland walks, and the yarn is Woolong. I don't have the it's called the yarn band, but I think it's color 1. And they're gonna be a birthday gift for my mother-in-law, whose birthday was last Saturday, but she's out camping with her partner, so haven't had time to gift them yet, and therefore I decided that I wasn't gonna wrap them until I had shown them. And as always, I knit a pair of socks for Tiny out of the scrap yarn. These are Rose City Rollers Littles edition. I've already tried them on her and they fit perfectly. And for once I don't have that much holes inside on either socks, so I take that as I have gotten better. In September I will have my knit-versary, so then it will be 1 year since I started knitting. And yeah, I might do a progress video or something, like showing how I have evolved, because my work now is obviously a lot better than it was then. And then I have not woven in the ends on this project because I finished it midnight, so it hasn't been woven in or blocked or anything. And this is a washcloth. It's kind of long, but I like it. It's like a small towel. It's called Bestmors godklut, and I do apologize to any Norwegians out there for butchering your language. I don't think I can get my son to say it right, because I can't say it right. But he speaks Norwegian, I don't. So yeah, it was actually fun and quick to knit. It's by Bitta Mikkelsen, I think her name is called. And the pattern was posted in her Facebook group. Yeah, it's knit out of Viking yarn bamboo, which is a cotton bamboo blend, 50-50. So it's soft and nice, and I think it's gonna be fantastic to use. And that's actually all of the finished, or more or less finished objects I have. And I used less than one skein for making that one, and I had bought 2, so I cast on another washcloth. I have not gotten far. Hopefully I'll have that finished by next week. It is also by Vita Mikkelsen, and it's from her book Kluter, Stricking hela året, which means cloths, knitting all year round. I may not speak it, but I understand it. And I can't remember what the pattern is called, and I mean, I am not the least organized person out there, but organized might not be a word that suits me. Because show notes, might have been a good idea. Did not go there. And then it's my probably favorite project at the moment that I haven't really been knitting much on lately, because I've had a bit of a headache for the past week, and let's just say I don't want to be knitting complicated lace with a headache. So this is the Wild Swan shawl. It is a big, beautiful lace shawl with beads put into it. I think it's a little bit over 2,000 beads. I call it my wedding shawl because it will probably be done by the time I am gonna get married, and I don't think that's anywhere in the near future. And it's knit out of random stitch marker. And it's knit out of Hobby Twister in the colorway Rock Crystal. It goes from white to black. And yeah, I do enjoy knitting it. I am on chart C. I think it's up to chart G. So I have a little ways to go, and you know, the rows are getting longer and longer every time, so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work, but I think it's gonna be fun. If I can just get my headache to go away so I can properly focus, because I mean, I have put in a lifeline, but yeah, it feels like shame to be ripping anything out, so no. It will have to wait. And I'm also knitting on. I am just getting stuck in everything, and that's let's just say it's not ideal. I'm knitting on the Camside cardi by Alicia Plummer. For some reason there's a thread on the outside. Yeah, it's a I've finished the body and I'm on the first sleeve. I forgot to mark my rows with stitch markers, and currently I don't have enough stitch markers, so I'm gonna have to order some. I forgot when I ordered last time, so for me to continue on the shawl and this one I'm gonna need some more stitch markers because I wanna mark my increases, because I'm supposed to increase every row, and I'm having a bit of trouble counting the rows currently, so yeah. So this has also gone into a nice slumber awaiting revival and continued knitting, but I think it's gonna be good once it's done. Yeah, last year I knit myself and my son a pair of socks, and my partner kept stealing my socks, and that's not ideal because his feet are bigger than mine. So I promised him that I would make him a pair, and I don't know what happened, but I didn't. So I started them now. They are not perfectly matching because there was a knot. But yeah, these are Klasiska raggsockor by Järbogarn. And I'm using Mella, which is an acrylic nylon yarn from Höstlöv. I've been knitting both of the shawls because I had enough DPNs for that, but I discovered that my fingers do not like using DPNs. So I am gonna go up a needle size. That's the next thing the instruction tells me, so I ordered. So the next thing the pattern tells me to do is to go up a needle size to 4.5 millimeter. I think that's a size 7 US. Not quite sure. And I ordered the 4.5 in a 9-inch circular needle. I'm currently waiting for that to arrive in the mail, and then I'll finish those socks and probably knit some more socks for Christmas presents. And as for acquisitions, there has obviously been a few in 4 months. I have obviously bought the yarn I'm knitting my Camside cardi out of. It's I'm not sure if they're called kärlekspinnar from Hobbygarn. I have also rearranged my stash a bit. Just move a little. So now the yarn for my blanket is, and then my cotton yarn lives up there, acrylic there, and sock yarn lives down there. And I bought one of every color they had in of the Woodland. It's a let me just get this right. It's a 63% acrylic, 30% bamboo, and 7% elastane. And they are heavenly to have on your feet. It's the same yarn as this one. And this one I have a project planned for, but I'm gonna knit it with a friend, so it will have to wait. And my fingers are positively itching to knit some socks. And I have also bought Twister Solid in black and a orange to knit the Hermiones timeturner, I think it's called, sweater from the Harry Potter knitting book. So the timeturner sweater. I am now gonna put in some short rows, but my needle has broken in the tip and it's just really annoying to knit with, so I am gonna switch out the needles. It's from this book and I kind of want to just knit my way through it, but I'm gonna power through finishing up the projects I'm currently working on and some gift knits. And then I'm gonna get back to the sweater because it's a fingering weight sweater and it takes a while even though I'm not that big. As for life updates, as the last time I recorded was March the 2nd, there's a few. And the reason I haven't been recording is that my parents were visiting me the week before. And my father was having a cold, he said, and he works with traveling. Like, he travels a lot around the world. And first Stefan, my partner, got sick, and then I got sick, and the kids, and he was sick for a week, and I was sick for 2 weeks. I was feeling rather dreadful, and I was having influenza symptoms, and I have never had influenza. And I was coughing and having a fever, and I think we had corona. And after that had passed, I was still feeling kind of weak for a while. And I spoke to my mother, and she had also gotten sick, and she thought they had corona, so that kind of checks out, but they're not really testing people, so we'll never know. And after that, it was July, and my oldest kid, he has summer vacation from daycare, so he's home, and he's rather lively. And then my 7-month-old is crawling and exploring everything, so I'm not getting much done on anything anymore. But yeah, I decided to record today because my partner is at the pediatrician with the baby to have a routine checkup, length and weight and all that. So it's just me and the toddler at home, and he is probably distracted by the cartoons. So I figured that even though he is by far the liveliest, he'll probably be quiet for a little while. And yeah, all of a sudden it's the end of July and almost August, and time flies in pandemic times. Or with small children. Not sure which one, but one of them definitely. And yeah, I haven't really been watching anything, because when would I have the time? So yeah, as I said, my knitversary is in September, so I haven't been knitting that long, and therefore I'm not that good at watching something while knitting, because I still kind of have to see at least the shadow, I guess, of what I'm doing. And I have been listening to the Outlander audiobooks. They're not for the squirmish, I guess. They're kind of violent. Definitely not PG-13. There's sex, violence and guns, so don't watch it. It's also a series, which is why I'm listening to the audiobooks, because I couldn't wait for the next season. Or listen to it while there's kids nearby. But yeah, that was a short summary of 4 months, because, I mean, there's quarantines and social isolation and stuff being closed, so there hasn't been much going on. Like, you haven't missed out at all. So yeah. Thank you for listening to my podcast, and I hope I'll see you next time.